This is clearly Albert's favorite time to do a town hall. I think this is the best time to hit most of the community, so
Yeah.
we end up doing
Yeah.
it around this time. But
Well, I mean, it's statistically shown that this time is best for everyone in the world.
is that? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
But
I remember back. Like if you look at guides online, they're like, "What's the one time that most humans are online or awake?" It's this time.
interesting.
Because if you think about it, Asia is at like midnight, or like, yeah, Japan's midnight. And that's probably the farthest you go, the latest you go.
What about Guam?
Yeah, I mean, then you have little
Or like Hawaii?
Hawaii, yeah. You get these people that misses out. I mean, it's 24 hours around the globe, right? So you can't please everyone. 974. Wow, we might hit 1,000 before we start the town hall. So Jay, it's all you.
Let's give it 2 more minutes. When the number starts slowing down, we will. Not that we have an amazing kickoff for a second, but yeah, we'll give it 2 more minutes.
Someone just asked me if it's a good time in California. Yeah, it absolutely is a good time in California. It's 8 a.m. in California.
It's a good time if you weren't up till 1 in the morning writing contract code.
No time. Right. If you're up until 1 in the morning writing contract code.
Oh, wow. Okay. Burst. We just broke 1,000. Awesome. I think I'll kick it off with like a little bit of where we've been, what we've been doing for the past few weeks. I want to thank everybody for showing up and obviously being a part of this amazing active community we've been building since just about 6-8 months ago. We're going to touch on the community survey. Thank you for everyone that filled that out. Really great feedback overall on the community and how we've been able to grow. A few housekeeping things too. We will, as we said, be giving away 3 sets of crystals for people to get Genesis habitats during this town hall. That will happen at random, but look out for your Discord username to be shouted out, and we'll follow up with you afterwards on collection. I just realized, yeah, well, that'll happen via Discord. Usually, obviously, with the Twitter giveaways, we DM you on Twitter, but that'll happen on Discord this time. Look out for your username. As far as questions go, there is a town hall questions channel. Please drop your questions there. We'll also take some live questions at the end. Eunice, our lovely custodian of the community, thank you. We'll be going through that channel to pick some of the best questions. Really great, thoughtful questions may or may not influence your ability to win crystals. But look out for that. And with that, I think we can kick it off. So, again, thank you everyone for your support. Obviously, we've been waiting to share more with you all and everyone to get in the game. As we've seen over the last weeks, of course, move to earn category, definitely picking up exciting category of play. We're excited to be at the forefront of the industry and obviously doing things a little differently. We're building one of the best communities here in Web3. We couldn't be doing this without you, and it's honestly just getting started. That said, what we've been up to, those of you that know and have been staying tuned, we're just rolling up the tail end of a 6-week treasure hunt. Everyone coming together to solve the craziest of ciphers, getting a chance to mint crystals that you all needed to make Genesis habitats. Of course, it was a minting experience like no other. For those of you involved in other projects, I'm sure you've seen what minting is usually like. We, of course, at Genopets prioritize the game. we've been building and releasing games all the way back from October when the first November when the first Genesis Genesis Genopet minting experience went live. The habitat's nonetheless very similar, being able to mint procedurally on the fly while you play, dragging your crystals, playing the game had a direct impact on everyone. The collection itself ended up being so far 5,075 Genesis habitats minted. The cool part about player-controlled minting or player-controlled rarity really not only is that experience of and how we're procedure generating on the fly, and yes, there's calibrating, and you eventually, end up seeing the habitat that you've created, is that the rarity of the collection has been determined by each and every one of you minting. Currently, 1,083 metal habitats, 971 fires, 846 earth, 1,075 water, and 1,096 wood. It's interesting. They're pretty evenly dispersed there, but I do feel like, just from me being in the community, people have been saying they love the fire and earth the most. But interestingly, those are just under the volume of the other ones. Obviously, there's still time. The minting window has not closed. I wanted to also officially, unfortunately, because of the issues with FTX and some people being unable to withdraw their SFT crystals, we will definitely be extending the minting window. At this point, we're just going to extend it indefinitely. Don't worry if you have a set of crystals or owed crystals because of what's happening with withdrawals on FTX. You will definitely get your Genesis habitat. Again, open for the foreseeable future. We will give a lot of advance notice when it is going to shut down. Everyone with crystals will get to mint a Genesis habitat. So what's next? Baby Genopets just around the corner. We will start rolling out the invites. Technically, in the game, they won't be called babies, but we can't help calling that because they're so cute. It is a stage 1 Genopet. Remember the stages and levels. Genesis Genopets being stage 4. Those of you that dive into the game mechanics, you can see some of the impacts there on your overall earning of energy potential. Up next, to be invited, of course, all the Genesis Genopet owners are in, but up next will be the DNA members who obviously, been with us from the beginning. It's taken us some time to get here, but we do obviously appreciate you guys coming in next. Genesis Habitat owners will also be whitelisted for babies and be invited. That will be coming up right after the DNA members. And special surprise for the treasure hunt participants, everyone in the top 1,000 of that leaderboard will also be getting a whitelist invite to private beta. Over 50,000 people actually showed up and played the ciphers over the last month. It was pretty amazing. Loved that game. It was awesome community interaction. We saw great feedback from a lot of people who were asking when more puzzles. Obviously, at the same time, yes, we are a movement-based game, but I think a lot of the ethos of what we're building here is about sound body and mind. We want you to be both challenged mentally and physically and pushed to be the best you when you're playing Genopets. So everything we do, from the ciphers to obviously the steps and what you'll be doing in the app is all about pushing us to be better versions of ourselves. The top 1,000 people will be whitelisted, and we will be airdropping the first ever Class 1 Terraform seeds to those at the top 1,000 places in the treasure hunt leaderboard. You're all wondering what that leaderboard was for. We want to thank you for your participation and congratulate you on your success solving those ciphers. And of course, the stakers, as we said, will be coming in after that. Gene staking update. Yes, definitely. Albert will have more on that shortly. A couple more things on my end, though. Carrots. I know a lot of you all about the carrots. With more than 3,000 people that were participating in carrot challenges on Twitter to win their full sets. In the first challenge, we asked for proof of carrot. We got over 900 incredibly creative, entertaining video submissions. It was so hard to pick winners. Thank you for everyone that did that. They were so fun and exciting. There's obviously a method to our madness. Like our game mechanics, you'll see carrots popping up again soon. It's not just goats that love carrots. Genopets do too. The light paper release, also the big hit of last week. We will be touching on that the most in this town hall, so I won't dig in too deeply here. I imagine everyone's got questions on that, so please pile on your light paper questions. We'll take that and all the game mechanics things at the end. Some of the big, things that came out of that are the rationale and formulas behind energy conversion, Kia harvesting, terraforming habitats, and crafting. A year ago when we first announced Genopets and this move to earn concept, we knew from the beginning movement would just be the start of a really rich game experience. We've always been inspired by this movement, playing and potential to earn, and we saw that the fitness industry had this opportunity to really grow into something unique and use gamification and Web3 to motivate people to stay active. Sustainability and fun have been our guiding principles. We're excited to use those mechanics and really see that vision through into how we're rolling out some of the game mechanics in the game. Again, finally, on my end, the community survey was sent earlier this month, Discord, Twitter, email. We had over 3,000 people respond, just almost 3,100. More than 60% of the responses have been with the community for more than 6 months. It's awesome to see so many OGs really, building and becoming what this community is. More than 55% of the community has shown up to take care of their pets and fitness. We're not just here to earn tokens for walking. I think there's a lot more behind the motivation for and the enjoyment in playing Genopets. That was a really cool stat to see. We asked everyone what their favorite Genopet was, or their favorite Genopet NFT was. It's kind of a fun one. The results were surprising. Even after announcing game mechanics and habitats, and everyone knows that habitat is the yield generating asset, still more than half of the community favors their Genesis Genopets. It's about that bond you build with your pet. I don't blame you. The Genesis Genopet will always be OG in my heart. Finally, more than 81% of the community, positive ratings, likely to refer Genopets to friends. Of course, referring Genopets to your friends and bringing more people in the community is the only way we're able to grow. So we appreciate that, and obviously couldn't do it without you. Certainly, a lot of great feedback, support, and suggestions came in as well around development progress. I think we've been giving a lot more updates and status reports. You've been seeing a lot of what we're building, but certainly that is the area of most notable feedback. We're also getting a lot of support and questions. Just on that note, more involvement with the team. We are overdue for town hall. That's why we showed up here, and we will be finding more ways to give you updates on the state of the game. There's a lot more time to be spent answering questions, providing community updates. Your feedback is definitely heard. With that, we'll transfer to Albert next with a bit of an update on private beta, but I will announce our first crystal set giveaway. My Cactus Juice Hell, pound 9248. Congratulations, thank you, and we will. How are we going to do that? Eunice, are you going to reach out, or possibly if you add Eunice as a friend, she can contact you that way. We'll take care of that afterwards. But my Cactus Juice, thank you, congratulations. Up next, Albert.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the update, Jay. So I'm here to talk a little bit about private beta. So if you are in the private beta, you may have noticed that with accompanying the release of our light paper, we've changed how step banking works. Now it goes energy. So that basically, if you read the light paper, the conversion rate is based on the same formula that we outlined in our light paper. Right now, you convert when you bank your steps, you get energy, and you can choose to convert your energy into XP. and that currently in our private beta is the only thing you can do with energy, but very soon you can start using energy for other things. And once we launch key tokens, you may be able to convert your energy into key tokens. So that's the first step to this large update that we're going to be doing. So another thing why it took us a few weeks to launch this update is because we completely moved step tracking into the cloud. So what that means is before, all the steps were coming in inside your own device. And that was, we did that just to test out the entire app flow to make sure that people will go in, bank their steps, and everything is okay. But obviously people were saying that, you know, if you reset your cache and do all sorts of things locally, you can affect the step count. So the first step in anti-cheat is to move all the steps into the database that we control. And because of that, you can see that we reset the all-time leaderboard for steps, and we will keep resetting it over the next few weeks until it's stable. Earning will be available for another few weeks. So before that happens, we will be resetting not only steps, but XP until the public release. Now, I want to talk a little bit about habitats. One of the things that we worked on the most earlier this year was the habitat minting experience. And as you can see already, more than 5,000 habitats have been generated thus far. I think almost 5,100. It's very, very, it's very, very encouraging. And one of the things that we talk about a lot is each habitat is procedurally generated at the moment, and also the type of the elemental type of the habitat is determined by you during the little game that you play when you mint the habitat. And some of the community members have already figured out how that works. So hats off to you guys. You guys always figures things out. A little bit about why some habitats are in calibrating mode. So we might have talked about this on Twitter, but I just wanted to nerd out a little bit about how it works in tech. So previously, I think for most NFTs, NFT GIFs and JPEGs and the image or the videos are created in advance and uploaded to the cloud, and minting starts. So as soon as you mint, you get to see the image and metadata of the NFT in your wallet. However, because everything that we do is on the fly, meaning the moment that you mint, that's when your habitat metadata gets created. So we actually don't have the images for your habitats that moment. What we do is we have a few machines running in the cloud that is generating these habitats images the same way that your habitats are generated during the experience. It's run in the cloud and then exported as GIF, videos, preview images, and then updated. So in the beginning, that took a while because we had so much backup. I think as 4,000 were minted the first 2 days. So after that cleared out, it's going to be faster and faster. So that's the main thing. And also, Unity is we're using a few different technologies, combining a few different technologies in ways that many people have previously deemed impossible. We're using Flutter for mobile development, and we're combining that with Unity, and we're using Unity everywhere. So we're using Unity in mobile and Unity in the web, and also Unity in the cloud. So that's all very exciting stuff. And if you're interested in this kind of thing, happy to talk more about it if you have questions. I think the goal for this town hall is to just answer more questions. So if you have questions, please write it in the town hall channel. I'll leave more time to answer more of those tech questions. Now, on to gene staking. So staking on Solana, we mentioned in the last town hall, it's very different from staking on Ethereum because there isn't any contracts that you can fork. So We wrote a brand new contract from scratch the last 2 months. It's finally been complete, and it's been an audit for some time now. It should be done relatively soon. It depends on the auditors, but once that's done, we will be launching staking. And staking we're very excited about the way we're doing staking. It's very different from most projects on Solana right now, and it will be directly tied to our key token launch. So after staking goes live, Gene stakers will be airdropped key token based on the amount of time you're staking and also how much you're staking. So key token launch will be accompanied by an airdrop. So once the audit is complete, we'll provide more details on what that means. All right, so with that, I'm going back to Jay. Jay, please let me know if I need to announce another winner.
Yeah, if you can announce another winner, Eunice should have sent you that. I can announce the winner. It's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it.
It's okay. All good. Yeah.
All right, the next winner for the airdrop is Beep Boop Beep number 7564. Congratulations.
Beep boop beep boop beep. That's a pretty funny name.
Right.
Up next, I guess, is Ben with a state of the game and what's been going on there.
All right. Well, it's a good thing we didn't wait until the numbers slowed down. Jeez, it's speeding up. We're at 1,540. Can't even. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and good twilight. The state of the game. A lot has been happening under the hood, and it's been a little while since we spoke. There is quite a lot that's been going on, as you guys have been experiencing. As Albert was saying, we've really been working really hard to put out a lot of experiences for you guys. And I wanted to just double tap a little bit on what Albert was talking about with the habitats and the procedural generation and the overall Unity integration, what that meant for you guys. As you guys are very aware, or some of you who have experienced the habitat minting, as well as the Genopet minting, and the mini games that were created around those experiences, using Unity and integrating it with Flutter and integrating with the web is what has allowed for you guys to experience these really immersive minting experiences that are quite different, as far as we know, truly unique in the entire space. We just really wanted to make these minting experiences really, really meaningful and really memorable. So we put a lot of effort into those things. So really hoping that everyone will get to experience that and really get to taste all of the hard work that we put into it, without going in for 20, 30, Albert could talk hours about all of the complex things that go into the procedural generation. But that is the modus operandi of all the work that we've been doing over the past couple months. And so as a result, we are also very deeply in the den, in our caves, working a lot. And I realize that, well, I for sure have been away from Discord a bit more than I would like to. So this is officially a time to say that I miss you guys. We all miss you guys a bit more. And so we will be talking to you guys a bit more than we have in the past couple weeks. So number one is Jay and I are working together to set up a way to do State of the Games with the community more often, where I will be showing you guys what we're working on, and do some screen shares and do some voice interaction with you guys, so you guys have a lot more visibility and transparency into what we are working on a regular basis. So if you guys are excited for that, I'd love to hang out with you guys more. So that's number one. As for where we are in development, we have been moving along through our phases that we announced in December and February, just so you guys know, in case anyone was wondering, we are now solidly in Phase 1B. In Phase 1A, we completed step banking, the leveling up, the XP earning, and the gene token rewards for the active feedback that we've been receiving for the beta. Now, after having set up that foundation of testing that bank button, seeing how people are enjoying it, making sure that that was all wired up correctly, and that it was a solid foundation for the rest of the gameplay, which it has shown itself to be, we moved on into Phase 1B. In Phase 1B, we promised habitats, earning, crystal refinement, habitat management, and crystal crafting. So habitats, as you guys all know, are done. The earning and energy, that is something that we are currently now testing internally, and that is, as Albert said, is the big update for the next version. Essentially, energy, if you guys are reading the white paper, the light paper, is effectively our action point system in the game. It's really the medium of everything, and really excited for you guys to experience that and see what questions you guys might have around that later on. And crystal refinement as part of habitats and the habitat management system. These are really large platforms that we are also well underway in. And crystal crafting as another marketplace selling is also something that we'll be working towards. So we are very solidly in Phase 1B, and we are focusing on the baby Genopet launch and the earning aspects of the game. Essentially, these are the two main focus and priorities leading up into June. So until early June, these are the things that you can expect to be released at regular intervals. We'll be having our earning energy for steps, the baby Genopet minting, the staking, the key token launch, and the habitat management system. And within the habitat management system, just so you guys kind of get an understanding of what that means, it's the ability to manage and perform all the functions of your habitat. So it's beyond just being a really pretty piece of art and a home for your Genopet, it will also be highly functional and managed through the Genopet's mainframe, or the web portal, where you will be able to refine your crystals. You'll be able to start earning income by passive income, as well as active income by leasing that out to harvesters and alchemists, people who can help you convert key, and people who will be managing, refining, and selling crystals on the habitats that you lease out. So that whole system we are very excited about. And as stated, without taking on another 20-30 minutes to talk about all these different functions, we will be happy to continue to interface with you guys more frequently in some face-to-face conversations. So aside from just the development of the product itself, there's also a lot going on under the hood with our game art, our lore art, and our narrative writing. We're far along with about 27 pages of just thick plots and characters and locations and the world that we're building out. We'll be revealing a lot of that shortly. We're revealing that over time. I don't want to give away too much of the story, but we really hope that you guys do enjoy what you guys end up seeing, and I'll be looking for some feedback on that as well. And so that's effectively where we are in our game development. And at this stage, I'd be happy to take some. Well, I'll pass back to Jay, and he can BMC again. But I think we're going to go to questions from the community.
Yep, we're about halfway through. We just hit our 30-minute mark. I was hoping we would be able to transition to questions at this point. Eunice, if you want to take a few live, or we could start with the ones that have come in from the community directly, and we will, at some point, we still owe one more set of crystals, so stay tuned, that's coming.
Maybe I will choose a few questions from our AMA channels first, and then we will invite some live questions.
Yeah, sorry,
Awesome.
went inside the channel and and answered some questions already.
I figured you would.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Albert, Ben, if you have questions you just want to answer, like go for it too. But Eunice, I know you're lining some up, so let us know.
There are a few. These are about private beta testing. So during private beta testing, there are a few testers who get to do millions of steps every day, and then they're wondering if there are any anti-cheating measures that we're planning on the way, and are we going to implement GPS tracking in the future?
You want to take that, Albert? The update that went out most recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The question is regarding anti-cheat and whether GPS will be implemented.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
this is a design question that we've been asking ourselves since day one. So the main thing that at Genopets that we are trying to do differently from everybody else is encourage passive play, meaning to play Genopets, you just have to go about your day, and if you have an active lifestyle in general, you will be able to play this game and succeed in this game. Now, the challenges that it presents obviously are the cheating mechanisms, because if you have steps that are accrued outside of our control, then we need to validate somehow. So as you can see with this new update, we are tracking a lot more. I would say we're tracking a lot more metadata that's coming from your steps in the cloud and doing live analysis on that. Apple Health has a way to separate out steps that are not legitimate, and then also we are able to verify that the Apple device has not been tampered with. However, this may not be enough. So I think GPS is not completely out of the question. We want to avoid that as much as possible for a few reasons. GPS has a battery drain, also because we want to make sure we collect as little personal data as possible. However, that is a great question, because eventually, if once earning goes live, if we see that it's becoming unfair for people, we may start collecting all this more relevant data to prevent cheating. So yes, that's the current state of the plan.
Yeah, and just a small thing to add to that, one of the key gameplay outcomes that we really wanted to accomplish from the start was the ability, and this is something I personally, having used a lot of different apps, wanted to do, was to really get my steps counted for running indoors and running on a treadmill, and not necessarily being exposed to the elements, knowing how extreme weather can get around the world. So that's the other reason to take GPS as something that we can do if we have to.
Thank you.
Eunice, there's a good question. I spotted a good question. Do you want? I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, you can just take it. You can just take it.
Okay. All right. So this question is from Hale Auger. Sorry, I just try to read the name. It says, "We know that Key is an economic token, but how does it appear? Will the team make the initial liquidity, or Key be only available through habitats?" Great question. So Key obviously will be spawned through habitats. You will convert energy to Key using a formula that we will publish. Now, the difference here is that the main question here is like, where does the initial liquidity come from? So two things. One, we are doing a airdrop to stakers that will be announced shortly. And secondly, we will be launching a liquidity bootstrapping pool. What that means is we will most likely be partnering with an AMM such as Orca on Solana, and then opening up purchases to the community for you to add liquidity to the pool, and then that will give us the initial liquidity for Key tokens, and those details will be announced shortly after staking audit goes through. So we will be partnering up with Strata for that. And if you I'm not sure how many people have followed, but Strata is one of the winners of the latest Solana hackathon on the DAO track, and what they've come up with for liquidity bootstrapping is incredible, and we're excited to partner with them on that. So that's the answer for that one. Eunice, back to you.
Okay. Oh, someone actually just asked about like something related to energy as well. So they're wondering whether energy can be obtained outside of step banking. For example, would there be any like quests or invites, etc.
Sorry, what was the last part?
Like, will there be other
Other
forms
activities?
of activities
Yeah.
like quests that you can obtain energy?
So no, not in-app quests. So I think this question can be broken down in a few ways. So the first question, the first part of it, I can see that it's asking, are steps going to be the only way to earn energy? And the answer is yes for now. We are actively looking at incorporating other forms of exercise. However, this will not be in our immediate time roadmap, because we want to get earning out as soon as possible and get the public release out as soon as possible. A lot of other exercise forms require us to incorporate or integrate with other software that may or may not be exploitable. So that is a much longer term thing. We will have a team that's actively testing that on the side. However, we don't have any plans to incorporate that until the public release, or even after the public, immediately after public release. Now, as for quests and stuff, so one thing to understand about energy is that energy is your base method to explore the world of Genopets that we call Esoterra. So your energy is what you can choose to spend your energy on many things. You can choose to use your energy to play mini games. You can choose to use your energy to explore quests, and with those quests earn more NFTs or other items to boost your pet. So think of energy as the first step that you use to play the game. And in order to get energy, you have to walk. So basically, you walk to play. Ben, I don't know if anybody has anything to add, but that's it for me.
Yep. Just like I said earlier, you can think of energy as action points in the game. This is to deliver on our promise of the idea of linking the digital world with the physical world, and we have to convert your physical movement into a medium, a unit that can be then used in our digital world. And so that comes in the form of energy. So everything you do in the game will cost some form of energy to incentivize you to move a bit more, but then also get to experience some rewards in gameplay with the use of that energy. And so there'll be a lot of strategization around how you use that energy, and how to boost the earning of that energy, and how you would also want to use Ki to get more energy as well. Given that Ki, so I guess one thing that maybe some people haven't seen is that Ki is, you can think of Ki effectively as like tokenized or on-chain energy, and energy in the game is what you would use to play the game, but you can also bring Ki, you can turn energy into Ki, but you can also turn Ki back into energy to use in the game if you want to do more and explore more. So that gives you Ki even more utility.
Awesome. Eunice.
Awesome, thank you.
Hey, sorry, I'm just gonna roll back really quick to the steps one. To be really clear, like it was mentioned that there were people with millions of steps in the app, and of the private beta testers seeing that on the leaderboard, like this is partially due to the update that Albert was talking about and how we're solving for, the way steps are being counted. When they were being counted on device, there are all sorts of things that could go wrong. It's not that people were cheating, they just weren't accurate. We rolled back all the steps yesterday. The all-time leaderboard got rolled back yesterday. We'll be releasing the leaderboard update. We'll be releasing more step resets, as Albert said, as we harden both cheat detection and just the accuracy of how we're counting steps. So guys, don't freak out. There's no one getting millions of steps and cheating in the game. But thanks for that one.
And having steps in the cloud is a big part towards that.
Yeah. Thank you. So the next one is because we talked about like exchanging keys and genes. So some of them actually like wondering whether there will be in-app marketplace or like wallet that is especially for exchanging key and gene tokens in Genopets game.
Yeah, so we don't have an in-game wallet right now, so there's no immediate plan before public release to have that in-app. But absolutely, it is on our roadmap to make it so that all you need is an app to interact with the marketplaces, both in with your Genopets or habitats or items, and perhaps with the tokens later. The idea is the app should be very easy to use for people who don't understand how tokens work on a blockchain. So we are thinking about just abstracting all of that out, so you don't have to deal with any of that. So that's the answer here.
Night Lotus asked a fun question. I think a lot of people have been asking this. Will you hold live events, races, competitions for people to meet and exercise together in real life, kind of holding each other accountable and more gamification motivation? It's absolutely something that's on the roadmap. It's not something that's coming out in the immediate future, but it's absolutely in our vision, and we want to do that shortly, as soon as we can. That will be part of a large rollout in the part of questing. So
Okay, great. Maybe like something not really like related to the to the private beta and the current app status, because some of them really interested in whether we will have any plans or collaboration with brands and maybe producing Genopets branded wearables in the future.
Yeah, that's a great question. We can't say too much about that yet, but we have a whole partnership team that is consistently talking to brands and other sports. Yeah. So,
That was just around the corner. We have two really exciting ones locked in. One on the fitness side and one on the wearable side. I literally wanted to drop it today, but there's a little bit of paperwork to be done. But we will definitely have an announcement soon on launch partnerships in that direction.
To know, like it will get people super excited about it, and it might be sound really good. The other questions is I think many community members are very interested in gene staking, and then so they want to know like what types of rewards will people get for staking gene like at different stages, whether it's like only gene token or key token, or it will be a mix of both in the future.
sorry, who wants that one?
Yeah.
I'm happy to answer that. That's a pretty Albert question. Staking rewards, and
sorry, Eunice, can you ask last part of the question again?
Basically, it's like how like what type of rewards will people get for staking gene? Is it only gene token or only key token or a mix of both, or like we have different patterns of the rewards as we
so rewards are very simple. It's mainly gene token. So we split up into staking rewards and staking airdrops. So staking rewards are gene, but we will have periodic airdrops for different things that we launch. It may not be tokens, it may be NFTs or other things, but the first airdrop that is confirmed is key token. So if you stake your gene token and lock them up, you will get key tokens.
Okay.
Yep.
Someone asked like really interesting questions. Are we gonna like burn some of those habitats? Like, do we have a burning mechanism for habitats? It's not about burning tokens.
No, we currently don't have burning mechanics for habitats. What we do have is habitat health decay. So if you read the light paper, a habitat will cease to be able to convert key or produce crystals after a certain amount of time, and you will have to bring it back with more key tokens. So
Yeah, and to answer CY's question, CY Sue, how many times a decayed habitat can be revived? Only 3 times. The answer is at current, in the current game design, there won't be a limit to how many times you can bring it back to life. So it's just a matter of you'd probably want to avoid that because you don't want to have to put more into your habitat when you don't have to. And for anyone who hasn't read the light paper, the habitats have a set decay period of a number of days, and for each day that you refine your crystals, you stave off 1 day of decay. So that's how you keep your habitat alive and well, is to use it and keep refining. So
Okay. Have you guys got any questions they want to answer? Otherwise, I think we can open up to live questions so we can have more people who can
Yeah,
ask
let's
us.
do a few live.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
there's a
see
question
a
that
lot of.
Ben to
Okay.
answer. What is the use of portal on the habitat? It's by the one, yeah, and user, yeah. That's all Ben.
JY. All right. So the portal is for you to access the Genopet world, or Esoterra. So the idea of the habitats are, given that Esoterra has a nanobot problem, the habitat is a safe place for your pet to stay while it is still in the world, but it's essentially in a pocket dimension. So that portal will take you out of your habitat into the world. And so when you tap on that habitat, you will be able to access the world map. But that is a feature coming in Phase 1C. We will get there. And yeah, for now, it's a beautiful piece of your habitat to look at.
Yeah, and I noticed that we haven't mentioned Dragonville at all in this town hall. So shout out to Dragonville for guessing the answer correctly before Ben even spoke.
Yes. Dragonville, I haven't talked to you in so long. I'm sorry. But thank you.
It's okay.
Okay.
Do we bring him on stage again?
I'm bringing people on stage while you guys are chit chatting, so people can start getting ready. I saw this familiar face, so I just like.
No way! Hello, Steve.
Yeah, so I'm asking him to.
Dude, the most epic treasure hunt streamer ever.
How you doing, team? How's things?
Oh, it's Steve.
All good things. Anybody who's looking for treasure hunt answers was tuning into Steve's amazing undisputed noob streams.
Guys, I just want to say congratulations. I mean, everything that you've done has been setting the bar to a whole new level, from the minting process, the immersion, the brain teasers, everything. It's been incredible to watch, and I'm excited for the future of Web3 because you're setting this bar at a new level to what we've seen before. And I'm excited, but I do have a question. As a guild owner and somebody that will be looking to manage members with Habitat moving forward, are you planning to launch and release dashboards, statistics, analytics for us? Or is that something that may come down the line? Is there anything that we can look at to get an idea about that kind of stuff? Because you mentioned as an example about the decay, it'd be really, really good to sort of see who is active, who is not, and ways we can kind of motivate them to stay engaged.
Absolutely. That's part of the habitat management system. What we've done is build essentially a SaaS product for guilds to be able to manage their habitats. Now we're launching this habitat management system with our base features for you to facilitate managing that. So we definitely built our entire habitat management system with guilds in mind. You will be able to see decay. You will be able to convert key and craft crystals at a bulk at a bulk amount. So it should facilitate your job quite a bit in that. And then we will be continuing to expand that and work closely with guilds that we are partnered with to see what kind of features they want and bring those in over time. So I would love to connect with you and make sure that we are able to make your life easier. Because we've seen what it takes to run a guild these days, and it can be absolutely unwieldy. As far as the feedback we've gotten so far, the Habitat management system we have, just even for this first phase, is light years beyond what other people are doing right now. So there's that. And Steve, I don't know if you know this, but Jay, does he know? Like, whenever during the treasure hunt, the entire team, our entire company would watch your live stream together and just watch you try to solve it. It was something. It was like the best celebration ever, just to watch you figure out the treasures. So thank you so much for your support and streaming that. It gave us immense enjoyment.
It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you. It's been an incredible experience. I love you guys. I'm excited to be part of this, and I just can't wait to see what you guys do next. I'll continue to do content and to support you as best I can.
Amazing. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, excited to get you in. The habitat management portal will be big. Yes, for guilds, but really for any player that has a habitat, you will be using like a page on the mainframe to manage your habitat, to mint your crystals, to convert energy, to do a lot of that sort of crafting type mechanics thing on the web, and manage renting as well of those habitats.
All right, before we move on, I see there's a Rumina leader here. There's a question in the channel that I wanted to answer, which is why are there 6 different types of classes for terraform seeds? And that is because each class has a different cost associated with it when you mint a new habitat. And why? It's because if you look at most play to earn game mechanics, you need the breeding cost or minting cost to increase as you breed more. And that is our method of making sure to balance the economy by making every habitat that you mint from a level 3 habitat progressively more expensive. So it's for economic balancing purposes. And that is it. Should we go for the next question?
Yeah. Related to that, another one I saw just even earlier was that if you have level 3 habitats are the only ones that produce terraform seeds of the 6 classes. Reminder, the top 1,000 in the treasure hunt are going to get airdropped class 1 seeds. Congratulations and thank you. But if you have any habitat, if you acquire seeds on the market, seeds or NFTs, you will be able to mint, or you'll be able to create habitats using that seed with whatever class of habitat you have, or level of habitat you have.
Next we have Arumina. Like, he's actually a part of the Japanese community channel. So
Yes, I'm Japanese.
hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, our Japanese channel has been growing very big these days.
I can't hear English very well.
That's okay.
That's okay. Do you want like Happy Burger or somebody to come translate for you? I saw a few of them online too, but go for it if you're ready.
Sorry.
I didn't understand you.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can take questions via more questions via text as well.
Yeah, you can type it in our AMA channel and we can answer.
Eunice, Eunice, do you want to bring another person up?
Yeah, I am bringing
Yes.
other.
Invite Happy Burger.
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
Fine. Let me bring a few more people up here first.
All right. Well, meanwhile, let me see if there's any questions that I want to answer. So this has been answered already, but since we have a little bit of time, question from Waka: what about the seats already available? What grade are they? They are grade 3. So yeah, so they will be able to be used after Genesis Habitat minting is closed, but they will just be considered grade 3. Not too great, not too bad either. All right, now we have somebody here.
Hello.
Hello, Sewer Bard.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Genopets, and I was trying. Okay, I want to introduce myself, not to spend time. I have a question. So, will you make some kind of merch or some kind of gadgets, for example, like Gena Watch or something like this, to make your game with? I don't know how to explain it in English. For example, do you know? Like imagine that you have some kind of shoes or some kind of watch with merch of Genopet special for a game. Do you have any idea of making the same?
Manufacturing our own is maybe a little bit further out, but certainly partnerships in the nearer term is the goal there.
Yep.
Okay, it would be nice. Maybe I will buy one. I need you will make
Geno merch. Everyone needs Geno swag.
Yeah.
Geno watch or something like this.
Yes, absolutely, something that we're considering. But I don't think, like Jay said, I don't think we're creating our own that soon. But partnerships with our branded stuff, that should be fairly easy.
Yeah, the whole idea right now is to make it possible for the most amount of people to play with as little, upfront physical purchase and stuff like that. So being able to just use the phone to play and maximizing the pedometer and our system around that. And then perhaps in the future, the devices any device that we'd want to consider going into would be to enhance and track things that the phone can't or any other devices aren't able to. So that's something to consider for much later phases at this point.
And also about this, can you make kind of insight and say who will be first collaborated with Genopets in this way, in kind of gadgets, merch? Or
no. Don't worry, we're definitely working on it, but I can't. I don't.
When we have the news, you guys in the community will be the first to hear.
Okay. So sorry for asking. Thank you, and thank you for your project.
Thank you so much. All right,
Thank
Eunice.
you.
Thank you. The next one is Dudik. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I saw you asked a lot of questions in the AMA channels as well.
Thank you. Hello from Ukraine. I wanna ask how about burn GAN tokens? Is there any mechanics you will do in the future to burn the tokens? These tokens? Thanks.
Sorry, which tokens are you talking about?
Gene tokens.
Okay, so Gene, we don't currently have plans to burn them. So, like we said before, our motivation here is to get the Gene into our treasury. Key is the one that's burnt. So Key's mechanism is a mint and burn mechanism, and Gene's mechanism is whatever you create will be whatever you use for habitat minting or other kind of crafting. It will go to the community treasury that will be controlled by the community Gene holders.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes. And if in the future the community decides that they want to burn these Gene, that can absolutely be a governance proposal. But that will be probably much later on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dudik. We have 2 more people coming. All right. Thank you.
Yep. I just wanted to really quick, top of the hour. Thank you everyone for being here. We'll take a couple more questions, but wanted to announce our final winner. Aman Kumar 9894. Contact Eunice. Congratulations, our 3rd crystal winner. You guys, thank you for being here, and look forward to continuing to build with all of you. But yeah, let's take a couple more questions and then we'll close it up.
Yeah, I will send you all my friend requests. But remember, we don't usually send DM to you guys. It's in
Yeah.
our policy. Yeah, so DM me first. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take these two more questions from Trevor and Marianne. I want to start with Trevor. And yeah, these will be our last two questions.
Hey guys.
Hello,
I've had
Trevor.
a lot of questions, but the recent light paper answered a lot. But I guess I still have a few. But I'll only ask one because I know other people with questions. Will body parts have any effect on the Genopets other than aesthetics? Like I was trying to do a write-up on my Genopet, and so like I started with the head and the body, which is Siren and Caladrius, which I saw is from Greek mythology. But the other stuff I was looking up, I couldn't really find any references for what they were, like Olapaka, Firon, Tika, Tata, Yuri, and then I think Stag might be deer. Will these play any effect in the game or have any attributes?
Yeah, Ben, yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. So just talk a little bit about augments. So primarily the function of the augments will affect the attributes that relate to how you are going to perform in battle, as well as in the quests where you will be doing this and that. So the augments are definitely always from the start designed to be more than just aesthetic. And within the augments, there are earnable augments and there are craftable augments. And so obviously the harder augments and more powerful and advanced augments are ones that that you'll earn by running or doing, performing certain feats of endurance or strength or just really, engaging in physical activity to get that. So the ideal here, the goal here is so that when you look at a Genopet, you will know to a degree like just how much work was put into it to get that augment, and also when you see one in battle, you're going to know that you're up against someone who has put in their work to get that augment. So you'll be able to see stats attributes. Currently we have strength, skill, agility, and HP, and we are playing with this concept of maybe not, but we're playing with this concept of karma. So you can expect stats to be affected by augments for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trevor.
Good question.
Marianne? Last question. Hello, Marianne.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted if you want to ask a question. If you no longer want to ask a question, we're happy to close it out here. Hello. Seem to be having a technical issue here. It's all right. I think we can just end it here. Jay, back to you.
Cool, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being here. The major updates, obviously, for the treasure hunt winners. Look out for your seeds. Next week, look out for baby Genopets with the DNA members, Genesis Habitat owners, and more being invited into the game. Stay tuned for more carrot love. Your Genopets love carrots too. And please, on the light paper, please keep digging in, adding questions. We will be addressing community feedback on light paper on an ongoing basis. We've got a lot of great questions there. So thank you for that. And we'll see you on the next one, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.